couple years after we got out, I started reading a lot of personal growth work. I did a lot of personal growth work. I learned about boundaries and safe people and grace and how to parent my children differently, with honesty, integrity, grace, mercy, making our home a safe place to tell the truth, to be real, not wearing a mask. I did all that kind of work. It wasn't until later that I started doing shame work, which I needed really bad but didn't know it. I had to grow a lot. I grew a lot, and I learned a lot. But I remember in one of the books that I read, the author kind of posed a question about, he said there's two kinds of people. There are people who talk about people, and he didn't use the word gossip, but he implied it. There are people who talk about people. That's the only thing they know what to talk about. Or they talk about themselves. But there are the other kind of people who talk about thoughts and, don't tell me what you feel, tell me what you think. Yeah. There are other people who talk about ideas, their dreams or their, what they want to accomplish, or like, there are people who want to read stories about real people who've accomplished amazing things and talk about that, or you want to emulate that. And I remember I was shocked, and it was one of those stabbing moments in your heart, like, I have learned in the 2x2 culture how to talk about people, not about things or great thoughts, or being curious about, what do you dream about? What makes you laugh or sing or dance? Or what dreams do you have for your life? Or, craving someone to be curious about me. What's the book on the top of your book stack by your bed? And what is the book on the top of your book stack by your chair? Those kind of questions. We did not have those kind of conversations ever in my experience. You might have had them. I never had them. Nope, never. Nobody wanted to know what was going on in my heart and mind, and I didn't really want to know what was going on in anyone else's heart and mind. And our hearts and minds were separated. They were like split. They weren't connected. And the greatest thing a person can be is like have your heart and mind connected. It makes you whole and healthy as an individual. And it's important to do personal growth work and be introspective and all of that. And man, we were, a lot of us have had to do it late in life. We should have been doing it in our 20s, and we just like missed a chapter, man. We really did. We didn't go through some of the stages that other people in a normal life go through. We missed stages, we missed chapters. And I remember vividly someone said, oh, you have to go back and revisit that chapter because you have a missing link there, and you have to go do that now. Even though you're 55, you have to go through that chapter, and it goes really quick, but you have to do it. And anyways, I just wanted to touch on that too. Tell me what you think. Have any of you experienced what I'm talking about? Yeah, I feel like a late bloomer. Like, I'm 65 and have so much still to learn. I feel like I can never catch up. I can never catch up to people who just had a normal, not like a school education, because Mark Twain said never, ever, ever let school get in the way of your education. So I'm not talking about school education. I'm just talking about personal education. I'm still learning. I'm still in some ways like a kindergartner, and I hope I'm full of wonder about it and not ashamed of it. No, I don't live in shame. But I hope I'm not embarrassed about it. Yeah. I hope you're not either.